the other day I put up a 2-hour video working on this airplane, and it's all primed. And what I'm doing now is we're going to paint this thing tomorrow. It's a little chilly today, but I'm going around and I'm detailing any of the spots that I see that I may not like. I've got the wheel pants done. I've got the wood on the landing gear. I've got the cover done. So what I'm getting at here is the best thing to do for me is when I feel I have it just about where I want it, kind of let it set and put it all together, and then just start looking at it. See where the spots are that you don't like. Now on the elevators back here, I've got some green putty where I saw a low spot that I didn't like, and I spread that on last night. And we're just going to sand it smooth, feather it in. Only takes a minute. Then we'll hit it with a little primer. Make sure it disappeared. And you can't see it. So if you can't see it, trust me, when you use paint, anything you can see in primer will come out 1,000-fold worse. So that's kind of why the guys use silver, but as I told you before, I don't like silver because of the adhesion issues that it has. I'm not sure on that either. If you used a lot of thinner, if it would be all right. But I have to get this in color this weekend if I'm going to. Today's Saturday. Because I've worked on this for a week now. I said that I would spend a week getting it ready for paint. So that's about I would say 100 hours that I spent sanding in a week, 12-hour days. Somewhere in there, I don't know, 70 to 100 hours. And of course I didn't run the camera for that whole length of time, because boy would that be boring watching me sand for 100 hours. But I see that my other video in 2 days has 100 views, so I'll go ahead and we're not going to make this a 2-hour video. We'll just probably a half an hour. It's funny, you get pretty bored watching me sand. But I did kind of want to touch on the detail aspect of things. Now once I get this detail, I'm using 320. Once I get this detail, I will switch up to 600 sandpaper, and we'll take all the primer down to that state that I talked about, the translucent state, where you can just see through it. Why am I having an issue here? There we go. I'll go back over everything with the 600. But I've got all the primer on that it's going to get. I mean, as far as the vast amount of primer, there are some touch-ups that, like here on the tips. There's nothing better to me than to look at a wingtip that's finished very nice, and that includes the tips on the elevator stabilizer as well. So I've got a spot here that I had that I put some of the green putty on. We'll go ahead and put a little primer on it, make sure it disappeared. As I told you, I want this, my first contest for this airplane will be Brodax. And then the Nationals. Well, I've been through 300 razor blades in the last month, believe it or not. Well, 200, and now I'm on my third packet. I don't know what happens. They can't possibly go dull that quick. I set them down, lose them, and take another one out, and then I'm not sure. This is just like painting a car. I mean, it's the exact same setup. Yep, that went away, so that's good. Hit that with 600 and I notice my flaps got a small amount of twist in them. I will probably, I know many of you have heard me talk about steaming. Well, I'll try, no promises. I will try when I get ready to straighten that out to take the camera downstairs in the kitchen and show you how to steam. And I got to give credit where credit's due. That was taught to me by Ron O'Toole. Everybody learns something from everybody, I guess. I got a little bit of detail to go around this, around the leading edge of the stabilizer. You know, maybe I'm being too particular because these models are judged from 15 foot away. But the way that I see it, if I build this airplane and put a stunt finish on it, where it looks good at 15 inches or 6 inches or whatever, when all these buggers are out of this thing everywhere, it'll look like a diamond at 15 foot. So like I said, Dave Platt, I'm coming after you. He's a nice guy. Funny. Still didn't get my decals so that I could make the masks for this yet. But we're not quite ready yet. We probably won't be ready for that for a few weeks. And I made a mistake on estimated weights. This thing's going to be a turd. I said that we're going to be around 64 ounces. Not so. Well, from where I'm at now and what the estimated dope weight will be, this airplane will be around 80 ounces. About the same weight as Bob Lampione's stunt plane. Sorry, Bob. And while I was talking to my friend, he said it's because of all the extras that are on this, the battery and the sound card and all that. And he's probably correct. Because this has speakers in it. I'm just hoping I don't have to get an amplifier. I'm hoping that it's going to be loud enough. Anyway, let's see, looks pretty good. Get the 600 and now remember I just shot this primer on over here. Light sanding. That 80 ounce mark is with the battery in it, by the way. That one away, that's perfect. Okay. Come Monday, it's back to work on my projects in the garage. I gotta pull a couple of those airplanes out and get them ready to paint and get them done. I was going to try to have them all done by Christmas, but there's just no way. When I paint this, I'll I should be able to go ahead and leave the camera roll. Little spot right there I don't like. But we're not going to worry about it. Using the 600, kind of taking some of the excess primer off of it, bringing it down to that translucent state. I doubt that I can sand a whole lot of weight off of this. I really think that the weight of this airplane is just due to the stuff that's in it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff with that amplifier and or a soundboard, speakers, battery, ESC, motor. I did not weigh. I will not have an accurate weight on the weight of the paint on this model because it's just not that critical. We're not going to be doing loops with it. We're not going to fly it upside down. At least I don't. It might, but there's a lot. I got a lot of time, a lot of money involved in this. I don't know that I want to take a chance, especially before Brodax or the Nationals, to try to fly it upside down. I don't think that's part of the routine either, anyway. Well, I'm going to cut the camera. Like I said, we didn't want to spend all day watching me sand. If I can find the remote. So, I'll go ahead and post this. I'm going to keep working on this, and next time you see it, it'll be that chartreuse. So see you on the next video. Hey, remember to like, subscribe, and donate if you feel these videos help. We also have the forum, stunhanger.com, for you to view and watch. So down below there's a box to like, subscribe on the right hand side of the screen, that little red button, and up at the top there's a donate to the fundraiser that we're doing. In order for me to keep these videos coming, I gotta have some donations. So if they help you, throw me $1. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Well, since the last portion of this video, I've done all the detail sanding, and now we're bringing the primer down. I'm using 600. And I'm going to go over the whole airplane and sand off this primer until it's translucent. I wish there was a way that I could show that on camera, but it's so faint you can't see it. I called John and asked him about weights. And even though this is 80 ounces, or going to be 80 ounces, it's still 20 ounces less than his. His is 100 ounces. So I don't feel so bad. And I'm just guessing on the weight. Mine could come out 90 ounces, or, you know, I don't foresee it being 100 ounces, but we got to remember I got 10 extra ounces because my airplane's fueled. It's got the battery in it. But we're still extremely nose heavy, so I guess this was designed to be that way. Now it's just a matter of sanding the whole thing. Now I might prep this tonight to get it ready for the white base coat tomorrow. And if the white base coat goes on real good, without any major repairs needed, we might get the chartreuse on it. But I still don't have the graphics for it. Now what I'm doing here, you may think, well, why not just leave the primer on it? Well, you're just carrying that primer around for the ride. The primer was only on there to level everything up, to fill all the divots. And we want to knock the tops off and only fill the loads. So let's see what it looks like. It'll get wiped down 4 times or 3 times with Windex before I shoot it, but we'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. You can see that it's, well, I'm not sure you can see it on the video, but there's balsa wood showing through where it's sanded slightly thinner in some spots, and that's okay. We just need to get most of the primer off. What you want to do with that was 600 or 1000 grit. I don't think there's any need for any 1000 grit. 1000 grit is more left to actual dope. You know, when you get the dope on it, and let's say you wanted to sand the dope, you could sand the dope with 1000 grit, but sanding primer with 1000 grit is just kind of wasting time. But if you were here to see this airplane looks like it's made out of plastic. And we just need to go over the whole thing, make sure there's not any glaring errors. Now the canopy is going to be cleared. I have to sand the canopy, but I won't do that till after. Well, I don't know. I possibly could sand it before I put the things on. But these airplanes are judged 15 foot away. I don't know. This scale stuff is going to be all new to me. 15 foot away, man. You could make a lot of mistakes. I want it to look like a diamond up close. I've already made up my mind. I guess the shoestring lettering on the cowling is chartreuse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a positive sign stencil. We'll paint the whole airplane chartreuse, and I'll position that sign stencil on there, and this gets painted Chinese red, and I'll just paint over that stencil and then take the stencil up so it looks like it was lettered afterwards. Of course, at 15 foot, I don't see anybody. I don't see how at 15 foot they can tell anything. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to go to a different type scale, where a scale event where they're actually inspecting the airplane up close. I don't know. I don't know anything about scale, so it's all new to me. But I feel that I probably would have some type of advantage if I could get in an event that they inspected it up close. I would probably pick a military aircraft. Now, with as much as you guys get after Charles, if you look at his work, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. And I kind of figured as much when I first saw his scale cockpit that he was working on. Now, it's not the building that I do, but just objectively look at his work, and it's not bad. I'd have to see it in person, but now the nose on this is real short and the tail is real long. I'm going to hold it up for you and show you where it balances now. It's unbelievably nose heavy. I'm sure that the paint will move it somewhat back, but the primer didn't. And the primer is heavier than paint. So unbelievably nose heavy, it's ridiculous. Now it's supposed to balance at the spar. If I hold that at the spar, it's going to be a little difficult to show. Let's see if we can see it. If I hold this at the spar and let her go, it'll flip out of my hands. I guess they really expected it to be tail heavy. Balance is probably ½ inch behind the leading edge. So I'm going to continue to sand. I'll sand for the rest of the evening and get it taped off and ready for the base. And we'll see how that works out. So see you in a short. Well, it's puke yellow. First coat. I'm going over it now. Paper towel, wiping off any of the overspray. Sandpaper's a little too aggressive for the first coat because it's on very thin. And I found that the paper towel knocks off all the fuzzies, kind of shines it up. And what I'll do now is, once I identify any of the bad spots, which there's not many because I did take quite a bit of time to fix things, I'll go over it and fix those bad spots and touch those up. Believe it or not, it's only taken a pint of chartreuse to get one coat on it. And it's covered really well. I mean, that's because we did all the priming and prepping and getting it ready to go. I have to paint the wheel pants yet. Still waiting on the decal so I can get the paint masks done. Now, there are going to be a few spots that I'm going to sand with 1000 grit sandpaper. As I said, 600 is just a little too aggressive, so we'll break out the 1000 grit here, or 1200. Excuse me. And we use Windex for any of the spots that. This is color sanding. Because trust me, I want a spectacular finish. So, have just a little spot there, fix that one. Go over here and I'll wait till later on this afternoon if I get it all color sanded and put the next coat on, because today is the last day I can work on this continuously, so I wanted to get it colored. And I'll go out in the garage and pull out a couple more of those other projects to work on. So far, it's come out pretty well. Probably should paint the inside of this too. The cowl has 3 magnets on it. It's actually 6 magnets. It's not going anywhere. How much sanding does it take? It takes what it takes. I thought I'd give an update. I did do a short video yesterday on preparation. I'll go ahead and combine it with this one. It's these compound areas that really need the attention. Around where the wing joins, they always get oversprayed. Now that will be hidden in clear. But even though I can hide it, I'd like to make it pretty close to perfect before I put the clear on it, so it doesn't take too much paint, because as I stated when I started this project, we'll get it down to 64 ounces. It's going to be 80 ounces. And even though John's is 100 ounces, I don't want mine that heavy. If you ask me, 80 ounces is too much, but I don't know. I don't fly scale. First scale plane that I've ever built. If you ever get to go to the Nationals and get to look at some of those scale planes those guys do, some of them are really good. Dave Platt. Alan Goff is good. He's got several nice, real nice airplanes. John Brodak, this airplane that I'm modeling it after, it's won the Nationals, I guess, 4 years in a row. He's trying to convince me to go fun scale and not sport scale. Well, I'm going to ask the man himself, Jack Sheeks, what he thinks I should do. And I'll kind of follow his advice. I'm sanding out a small dimple here. These cheek cowls get painted Chinese red anyway, so we won't be putting any more pukey yellow on cheek cowl. Got a little spot right there, so I want to get that off. I'm sure that when some of the pro painters out there see my video, they'll say, well, I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. This is just how I've always done it. And my finishes aren't perfect, but they're respectable. Where there's a rough spot is what I'm going after right now. I have about a pint of this yellow left. Just because I have it doesn't mean I want to use it all. because there'll be some repair work, I'm sure, throughout the season. And that was very expensive paint. It was $50 a quart. That'll be the last time I do that, because I could have mixed this. This is just white with some, I don't know, pukey green in it. But I wanted it the correct color, so I had to, you gotta pay the fiddler, I guess. Huh. Oh, I see why it's not smooth. It's out. Being very careful not to sand through. You just want to knock the tops of the mountains off. Has no clear on it yet, so can't get too aggressive with sandpaper. I'll probably sand the whole airplane because it looks better sanded. It's more flat. And then a nice thin coat of clear on it. You just don't want to have things so rough you have to load the paint up on it. I don't know where I heard it. Somewhere I heard that a quart of paint weighs an ounce. I just don't believe it. All in all, it's coming out very nice. Here after a bit I'll take the tape off the canopy and shoot some clear on the canopy because I had sanded that canopy in preparation for the clear, so it's all dull now. I would like it like Wendy does, where you can't feel where the canopy starts and the paint job begins. And I don't know, is all this necessary? 15 foot away, God, that's almost unbelievable to me. 15 foot away they're judging these airplanes. one spot. Really wasn't prepared well enough. It sanded through to get flat, but that's all right because we're going to get a second coat on this. I don't know if you can hear it or not. There's some places that if the sandpaper hits, it sounds like gravel. Well, you know it's not smooth there. So you sand until that sound goes away. I mean, in all intents and purposes, it's really close enough to not put a second coat on it. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the camera. We'll go ahead and load up what I got here. There's no sense in watching me detail sand. So we'll see you in a bit.